Lovely. Thank you so much for joining me. Paul, my name is Lady K. I'm a media personality from Zimbabwe. How has your Monday been so far?
My Monday has actually been busy. I've been doing some errands, and I'm back. I'm gonna dash out after the interview, but it's been well. How has yours been?
Oh, it's been great. Thank you. Can't complain. Do you know what's so strange? When we see you on TV, and when I'm looking at you now in person, wow, there's such a big difference. Oh my goodness, you're like, oh my God, you look better in person.
I mean, thank you so much.
Oh wow, okay, it's very interesting. But anyway, thank you so much. Savage Beauty. It's literally very savage, very intriguing series that has just come out, and you played the character of Bonga. Did I say it right?
Correct. Yes, Bonga. Yes.
Zinclair's brother. Now, the one thing that automatically caught my attention every single time your character came on screen was your portrayal of an individual who's clearly suffering from PTSD. And it's obviously it's unfortunately a very common thing that goes through a lot of people. And I have to ask, when you got your script and they were telling you have to play a part of somebody who was basically physically and emotionally abused for years as a child, and now as an adult, all those scars, like literally emotionally and even physically, you now have to play such a character. Now, when you hear of such a character, that's a very heavy character. I must say you played it so well. Like, I literally felt everything you were going through. But how did you prepare for that? Because even I to think, oh my goodness, how am I going to do this? How am I going to, it takes a lot, because we often overlook people's traumas, and we think, oh no, you'll be fine, don't worry about it, you'll be fine. But some of these traumas never leave us at all. But yet you managed to embody this character who went through so much as a child, carried on into his adulthood, and is still with him. How did you do that?
So I did a lot of research. I did a lot of research, and I watched a lot of interviews with people that had been suffering from PTSD, either from an accident or them growing up having been abused. And I also, earlier in my life, I used to do like a lot of like stuff for like orphanages, where we would give back to the community, either go and feed the kids. And while we're there, I did more than just obviously whatever we had set out to do, being feed the kids, play with the kids, paint the walls. I wanted to like sit with them and have conversations with them, and just to learn some of their mannerisms, and to understand why they act the way that they are, or why they were so timid, because a lot of the kids were very timid, and they didn't like any sudden movements. And so I picked that up from there, and I just made a note of it. But I did also further just I think I took a step back, and I looked at my own life when COVID happened. I mean, a lot was happening around us, and I think that people that were dealing with whatever mental issues that they had, they were forced to come to terms with their demons and to either face them. And that's when the suicide rate also started going up in the country, and I would imagine all over the world as well. So because I know that I also suffered a bit of trauma during just that season of COVID, or during the harsh lockdown, I just remembered how it made me feel, and what it was that made me feel a certain type of way. So I just tracked back to those moments, and I also just remembered the kids that were at those orphanages, and I did my research and I read up on it. And I really just wanted to bring across the character as truthful as possible, and to also like play it with a lot of empathy as well, and because I sympathize with people that go through these mental issues that aren't necessarily explained, because not everyone necessarily understands them, so they don't know how to deal with them. So in my head, I wanted to play someone who is, yes, an adult, but is still a child. And I wanted to find a way to embody that. So I did all of my research, and I just tried to embody it as truthfully as possible.
Oh no, you played it very well. I felt sorry for you throughout the whole series, man, because you went through a lot. Wow. And that's the thing. I love the fact that nowadays the world is so open to talking about mental health, and we don't realize that a lot of us as adults, like you just said, we're literally kids, because there's still so many things that we've got no idea how to let go of, because nobody ever helped us. And I love the fact that you played this particular character so well, and I'm hoping that it's going to start conversation about mental health. I love the fact that Savage Beauty decided to add that in there. I think it's amazing. It was a brilliant idea, and you did it so well. I love what you did, and I felt sorry for you, man. Oh my gosh! I wanted to get in the street and give you a hug.
A virtual hug, right?
Yeah. Oh, no, but loved it. So with the series, when you got your when you auditioned, I read up a little bit on it, and you mentioned that you had actually auditioned for the character of Mpho, but you got Bonga. How did that work out? So, okay, another thing, sorry. Some of us, we don't know how it works in the actors world. So when you I'm assuming the audition came out, or maybe you got a manager, like, okay, there's this role that's coming out. Did they say this is the role that's available, or you just went and you auditioned just to be in the series? How does it work exactly?
So your manager or your agent will send you like a brief of like, a short synopsis of the story, and they'll tell you, so these are the characters that are there. However, the production company, and in this case being Quizzical, would like for you to audition for this particular character. But if you want, you can audition for another character within the roster. So after having read, the first time when I read the character briefs, I was already more drawn to Mpho's character. And that is the character that they wanted me to read for. So that's what I did then. Then I went to the auditions and I read for Mpho's character, and then there were callbacks. So it's different rounds of auditions. So the first round, they pick whether, okay, maybe you want to see him again. So they call you back if they want to see you again. So I got a call back and I went again. And I think that's when they asked me if I had read any of the other characters. Like, yeah, and I saw them. And then they asked me which one did I like the most. And I was like, no, it was drawn more to Mpho. Then they're like, okay, cool. And then I went home. And then later that night, I think my agent called me, because they had contacted my agent and told him that, listen, we would like Mpho to also come in, I think it was the following week, to read for Bonga, because we really liked his performance, but want to see how he would do with this particular character. And then I read on Bonga, and then I went back for the third rounds of auditions. And then I think immediately the way that myself and Rosemary, because we did a chemistry test. So the chemistry on that particular day, I think, drew, and it was so clear, and the people liked it, all the producers and the directors liked it, to the point where they're like, nah, I actually want to give you Bonga. And I was actually happy. If I'm being honest, I really was happy, because when I looked at like the character arc that Bonga goes through, I thought it was a very important story to tell. And I felt really honored that they gave me the opportunity to play that character.
Well, you played it very well, very convincing. You and Sissy obviously went through a lot. You and your sister, ZK, went through a lot. The thing is, right, when we're outsiders like us, right, and I watch the series, right now, it's so hard for me to call you Mpho, because literally the only person I see when I look right now at you, it's Bonga. Yeah. If you hear me calling the characters, the actors, the character's name, forgive me, because that's literally
that's okay. Right. I've got no problems with that. No problems with that. That's okay.
Okay, so you are in this star-studded cast. You're working with the likes of Angela Chole, there's Tanti Moshish. I hope I said that right. Zimisani Bebe, Rosemary as well. Like, these are like really big, more than life personalities. How was it like behind the scenes with all of these people? Because we hear a lot of backstage stories where this one doesn't like this one, that one doesn't like that one, things aren't really going well, there's just no chemistry whatsoever. What was it like backstage at behind the scenes actually for Savage Beauty?
To be honest, behind the scenes, especially with the cast, it was a breeze. It was really, really a breeze. Everyone got along so well, so well with each other. I mean, I know that half the time in the Bengu mansion, if they hadn't called action, as soon as they called cut, people were laughing, and that's literally how it was. They were telling a serious story, but the chemistry was so good, and people were like really drawn to each other that there literally was no bad blood. It was like really, really a really good time. I think everyone was just, you know, happy to be on set and to do what they love and to tell this important story. So I won't lie, the on-set chemistry was really out of this world. Even now, we still have a group where we still chat, you know, every now and then, check up on each other. So the chemistry has really, really, really been amazing. I mean, there are some sets where, you know, the chemistry isn't so good because certain actors act a different way. But on this one, I really, really will say that it was like the chemistry was absolutely amazing.
You can tell with the way the series came out. I mean, obviously as actors, you know, you're very good at pretending, but you can tell you guys blended because you guys are having so much fun. Yes, I know there were some really hectic scenes, especially Mom Grace, like yo, she was
She was going through the most.
She was great, but you only got to be in the scene with her towards the end, right? That's when you were.
Yeah, towards the end. Actually, with Sani, actually, I actually didn't get. The only scene that I got with all of them was when Zintle and I were just plotting, you know, to.
There you go.
Yeah, that's the scene where we had together. Yeah.
Wow, nice. So, Black Savage. Okay, just remind you, it's going to be put out on the day that it's actually coming out on the 12th. So I'm going to talk in future tense. Forgive me. Black Savage is out. When
Savage
we do. I don't know why I keep saying Black Savage. I'm so sorry. Savage Beauty is out. And what is the takeaway with your character? We have this thing of when we, like I told you, when I see you, I can only see that particular character. But after I've watched all 6 episodes, what's my takeaway from you?
2 things: hurt people, and pain that is not transferred gets transmitted in one or another way. So if you don't deal with it, it'll find a way to, you know, blow up, and, you know, you might end up in the grave with all of that pain because you deal with it. So that was my biggest takeaway. We need to take care of our mental health, and I think us as a people need to start going to therapy more. It's very important to also, you know how they say the go-to guy doesn't have the guy to go to. So we also need to, you know, look out for our strong friends, our strong family members, and just be each other's keepers, because that's all we need. I think at the end of the day, one of the reasons that we are here and our purpose of life is for all of us to walk each other home. So I hope that we can hold each other's hands on this journey back home.
Wow, amazing. Loved it. Thank you so much for joining me today. Any words you'd like to say? Because I know for a fact that this particular series is going to trend in Zimbabwe. We like things in Zimbabwe, I know. And I know as minute it hits, I'm able to press play on my Netflix screen. We're definitely going to be saying a lot of things. Anything you'd like to say to, obviously you're going to get a lot of fans in Zim, trust me. Anything you'd like to say to them? Are you guys going to come and like visit us? I'd love for you guys to come and do like pre-screeners and things. It'd be really dope.
Yeah.
Anything like that, and of course, anything. What can we expect from you in the upcoming future?
I mean, definitely, we were looking to do like a young tour, but, you know, things aren't confirmed yet. So we might just be coming to them very, very soon with the whole cast, or at least some of the cast. And I think for me in the future, besides the work that I do in television, whenever I get asked, what's the biggest project that you're working on, I always say myself, because nothing. My creative art can't live if I don't work on myself. So the next big thing is for me to continue working on myself, so that I can continue stretching myself, so I can be the best possible version of myself, and therefore I can tell the best possible stories in the best possible way. So I'm definitely working on myself, and that is the biggest project that I'm working on.
That is such a great answer. I don't think I've ever heard an answer like that before. Wow, I like that. I'm gonna steal that actually. Thank you.
Thank you. No problem at all.
All right, well, thank you so much. I loved everything about Savage Beauty. That there's, like you said, there's so many different stories and so many different things that we're learning from each character. And obviously yours is probably one of the most profound one. You, of course, and Rosemary. with the trauma and the stuff. But thank you so much for that. Thank you for gracing me today. I'm hoping we can have another conversation where we can do something else again. But till then, you take care and yeah, have a good one.
Thank you so much for having me, and I really do wish that the people of Zim will start watching, Savage Beauty when it drops on the 12th of May. We are very excited for you guys to see it. I'm very proud of the work that we put in, and yeah, I hope that it can bring us closer to each other. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Have a good one. Speak to you soon.
Thank you. Will do.
Bye, guys. Thank you. And
Thank you, Kylie.
Sure, no problem. And I'll pop you the recording shortly.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.